today I'm going to be doing the my first time tag. I was tagged to do this by my friend Carrie, 615 Kara, who I was totally planning on tagging to do this once I finished it. But of course she had to beat me to it. I've really enjoyed watching these videos and I watched a lot of them. I feel like I know a lot of these people on YouTube pretty well now, maybe even better than some of my friends in real life. Is that creepy? Maybe. Let's just move on though. This is going to be a long video. Let's just go ahead and just get started, alright? Cool. Woo! I don't know. I feel like I'm wasting precious video recording time right now, but I honestly cannot think of my first video. That's so sad. I'm sorry. This is a horrible way to start off this tag. Probably was like some kind of viral video, but yeah, no, I really have no clue to what my first YouTube video was. Yeah. I'm so bad at this tag. Okay, I really should have like written down answers or like thought out all this stuff before I did this tag. Okay, I'm gonna say it wasn't a person, but what kind of really got me into YouTube was, and this is a really long drawn out story, but this is gonna be a long video anyway, so why not? Last year when the Hunger Games was coming out, I was like so into the Hunger Games, and I remember reading on this one interview website or something, and they mentioned the Winter Spring Pro Hunger Games video and just absolutely loved it. And you know, Joey Graceffa, Luke Connard, Whitney Milam were all in that video, and I just remember that I loved it so much that I went ahead and I checked out all of their channels. And then through that channel is how I found Ingrid, Miss Glamorazzi. That's how I got into beauty channels. That's not what the question's asking, but now you know. Long story short, the point of all this is that I think it was Winter Spring Pro. At least they were the first channel that I was like, wow, I really like their videos. I really like what they're doing. I want to see more of this. It was kind of like my first stepping stone into the YouTube world. Well, it depends on how you define first love. If it's just like first boyfriend, no, I do not talk to. In fact, I won't even utter his name. He is like he who shall not be named, basically, in my life. We're not going there. But if it's like first love, like the first person that I really truly did care about and all that kind of stuff, then yeah. Honestly, I made this question a lot more complicated because that's probably what they're talking about. I was 15 or 16. I was cast as the female lead in this play. I just remember it was really weird for me. It was really awkward. I mean, I was an actress, so I did what I had to do for the sake of the play, but it definitely wasn't, you know, what you imagine your first kiss to be like. My first real kiss was probably with my boyfriend, he who shall not be named, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. My first job was at a movie theater, and I did concession, and I actually quite liked it. I was only there for a couple of months, but I thought that it was really fun. You got to see free movies. I was 19 when I had my first alcoholic drink. It was over at my best guy friend's house, Jared. He was basically like a big brother to me, and he was really concerned because I was just about to go away to UCF, which was the college that I was planning on going to before I decided the last second to go to FSU. And I was about ready to go there, and I've been very sheltered my whole life. So he wanted me to know what my alcohol limit was so that when I went off to college, I wouldn't be totally caught off guard and get wasted after having a can of beer. It was actually sake, which is kind of funny because I'm half Asian. So I just remember I had some sake and I got a little tipsy. So after that he was like, alright Amanda, you're a lightweight. I know I'm gonna have to look after you when we go out. I don't want someone to take advantage of you. Again, sorry for another long story, but yes, my first alcoholic drink was sake. My first car was a 2006 silver Volkswagen Beetle, and I still have that car now actually. It's back home in Florida. I named him Quicksilver. I call him Quickie. I named him after the X-Men character because I'm a nerd. My dad uses it right now to just do casual little trips because it takes less gas than his big truck does, which makes me laugh just thinking of my dad like driving around my little Beetle. But yeah, that was my first car. That is my first and only car. So my first pet was actually grasshoppers. Yeah, I raised grasshoppers. In like second grade, I just started breeding and raising and taking care of grasshoppers. I named them and everything. Like, I think my first 4 was George, Linda, John, and Ginger. Oh goodness, you guys are gonna think I'm so weird. When that movie came out, Bug's Life, with the grasshoppers as the villains, I was like, this is biased and unfair. Grasshoppers are not that bad. But if we're talking real domestic pets that actual real people have, it would be my cat Serena. She's not the most feminine cat. Our nickname for her is Spawn because Serena was just way too feminine for this cat. Anytime someone saw this cat, they definitely thought that it was a male and they'd be like, he's so cool, blah blah, and I'm like, it's a she. So we call her Spawn, which suits her a lot more now. It might seem like a mean name, but no, it's definitely an affectionate term. My first celebrity crush was William Shatner, who was Captain Kirk from the original Star Trek series. I love Star Trek. I didn't have crushes on real boys. I had crushes on, you know, starship captains. He who shall not be named shall not gain any more time in my life by me talking about him. But because you guys are my subscribers, I feel like I should give you at least a little something. We met because he was reading Watchmen, so at least he has good taste in comics. It lasted for 6 months. I had really low self-esteem at the time. It was just not a good relationship. I think you guys get why I don't really want to talk about this. So, but I'm much happier now, so that's what's important. Actually, I have to look at my phone for this one to see who it was because I cannot remember. It was my daddy, 1033. He sent me meow, and I sent him meow back because my dad and I meow at each other like any normal family. My first grade teacher was Mrs. Patton, who was only at my school for that 1 year, so honestly I don't really remember that much about her, but I remember that she was encouraging. She was a very nice lady. First grade was definitely a very formative year in my life because that's when I skipped a grade. I went from kindergarten to first grade, and that was a very dramatic event in my life. I'm totally not being sarcastic right now. It definitely was. I think it was with my sister's friend Joy. I can't exactly remember when the first time was, but I just think she would have been the first person that we would have had a sleepover with because my mom was pretty close to her mom, and my mom was like very protective of us. She didn't trust a lot of parents with us, and she actually trusted her. It was check my phone. Honestly, I sleep with my phone, like, not on my dresser or anything like that. I sleep with it literally in bed with me, right next to me. But to be honest, I also sleep with my laptop right next to me in bed every night as well. So that tells you how attached I am to my technology. It was an American Idol's concert. I was obsessed with American Idol the second season. That's the one that had Clay Aiken in it. So my sister, dad, and I all went to the American Idol's live concert in Orlando, and we made posters, and it was awesome and so cool, and we had the most amazing seats, like literally right next to the stage but not on the floor. It was like up a little bit, so the pictures we got were amazing. I have never, thankfully, ever broken a bone because I have the worst pain tolerance ever. I just cannot deal with any kind of physical pain. I am such a baby when it comes to anything like that, so thank goodness I have never broken a bone because I'd probably just pass out as soon as it happened just from the pain or just the anticipation of pain because I'm weird like that. It was probably Labyrinth. I loved that movie when I was little. I watched it so much, which looking back now and rewatching that movie, I'm like, I was such a weird kid. Like, the movie's pretty cool, like it's such a throwback, and it's got like really cheesy effects and, you know, the puppets and David Bowie and all that kind of stuff, but I watched that movie so much that I thought that I was going to just wear out that VCR tape because I watched it so many times. So it was probably that or Jurassic Park. I remember freaking loved Jurassic Park so much. Okay, I would probably have to say soccer, even though I'm not that big of an outdoorsy, much less sporty girl, but I did really enjoy playing it back in middle school. I actually really liked playing soccer. I was the only girl on our co-ed soccer team, and I played left defense, and I actually really enjoyed doing that. I was known for being a very fast runner, and I was also a very tiny girl, so I feel like a lot of people kind of underestimated me, and I definitely used that to my advantage. I throw off my shoes because I'm usually wearing heels, so I want to let my poor feet breathe finally. Then I just kind of get on my laptop and I watch YouTube or Netflix or Hulu, and I probably make some food because I'm always hungry, and I literally just veg out on my bed. I actually did look this one up a while ago. It was like September 9th, 2009, which, oh my goodness, I can't believe Twitter's actually been around that long. But it wasn't anything interesting. My first tweet was literally like, my first tweet, ... Like, not even, it wasn't like that, it was that. I think it's just like an old picture of me coming back from a concert. I think it was an American Idol's concert of just me in a blue tank top, and it had like this cool kind of like lens effect, and I'm just like sitting in the car and I'm just smiling, and I thought my hair looked good. My first piercing was just my ears, and I didn't get that done till I was like 16 because, like I've said, I'm such a baby when it comes to pain, and needles scare me to death, so I just put it off as long as possible. But then finally, like, I was a junior in high school and I had to go with some friends, and they held my hand and I screamed when it happened. And I honestly don't really wear earrings all that often, but I wear it just enough so that the holes don't close, because I always fear that that's going to happen and then I'm going to have to get them re-pierced, and I do not want to have to go through that again. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. I enjoyed making it. I mean, it brought me back to some times I haven't really thought about in a really long time, so that was kind of cool. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!